Hello, and this is Stephen Tyrone Cuffey reporting to you for my TBC live broadcast episode number 153. Episode number 153 for my live broadcast. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you for this Sunday afternoon. For me, here in my location, it could be very well morning, early morning, afternoon, or late night for you, depending on where you live. I want to first thank my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful little Kayla. How you doing, sweetie? And also, my wonderful person that always supports me in Tennessee. I love both of you so much. Nothing will ever change that. And I love the family, everybody. You know, God wants us to love each other on this earth. And that's what I stand by, no matter what people on this earth stand by. So I want to thank everyone for being here. It was an honor, a blessing to have such an awesome opportunity as the Billion Coin that we have here, right in the palm of our hands. But I want to just go over the blog first, and then I'll get talking about my particular topic for this particular juncture. Now, I want to say that you know that I do a live broadcast on two different days, on two times, on Saturday and today, Sunday. So I will have another live broadcast within 5 hours and a half from now. Count 5 hours and 1/2 hour from now. I will have another live broadcast, and that's at 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Please check your time zone where you're located. It looks like I only have one viewer right now, and I pretty much know who that is. But thank you so much for being here with me. Okay, so let's do a screen share right now. Let's go to our TBC blog because I already have that up. I also put my a Google Hangout link. If someone want to come online with me right now, they can, if they would like. All right, okay. I knew I would see this. We see this every Sunday. Admin put this up there just to remind us that we have a send button meeting. We got 3 send button meetings now that goes on this week. One in English, one in French, and one in Hindi. Okay, Randy Wilson will do our this coming Monday morning. Is that 7 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time? So you need to check your time based on where that meeting is held. Mbek Derek out of Cameroon, he does one in French. Okay. All right, and then and that usually happens on, if I'm right about that, it happens on Tuesdays. And Kumar Pritam, he does his out of India. He does this in the Hindi version. So we get very versatile in languages and how we present the send button meeting. The send button meeting is for people who have an active send button. We give incredible good information. They are confidential. You do not ever give out any confidential information or any information of any send button meeting. And for those who are broadcasters, we have a broadcasters meeting for only broadcasters right after the send button meeting. Okay? If you're not a part of the broadcasters chat area on Facebook, I am, and Randy gives us that link usually on Monday morning for the broadcast. This the meeting after the meeting, meaning the meeting after the send button meeting, there will be a broadcasters meeting. So if you're a broadcaster and you're watching this, thank you so much, ATM Irene from Uganda. You're the first one on our chat area. Make sure you're there at the broadcasters meeting after the send button meeting tomorrow. Okay. If you're not a part of that chat area, I will make sure that if you message me, I will give you that link for the broadcasters meeting, because it's a very good meeting that all broadcasters need to be on that meeting. Okay. That's right after the send button meeting, right exactly after the send button meeting is over. It's going to be a Zoom link. Okay. We're going to have this every Monday morning after the send button meeting. Okay, we need more people at these send button meetings, not just going back and after later on listening at the look at the meeting that's already been held. You want to be active there. Now, personally, myself, I have not missed a send button meeting since it started. Okay, since I got my send back on February 14th of this year, I have not missed not one. I've been on time for every single one. And actually, I've been on the panel one time before, along with some of his top 10 people, Randy's. Okay, so these three individuals who are leaders in our community, they are having a send button meeting on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, all right. I don't know if there are any other blog posts that I don't believe. No, no. I talked about the cash flow centers, and I was featured on the blog actually on 2 days myself. My 149th and 150th live broadcast was featured on the blog, so I won't go over that because I'm sure a lot of you have already seen that. Okay. All right. So let me talk to you just a little bit. Okay. All right. We're in a cash flow campaign, a major growth phase, and a distribution phase in your Billion Coin. Our redemption period will start on November 1st of this year. Okay, now listen closely. Ask yourself these questions. Are you really participating in the growth of our community in TBC? Are you educating the people who you bring in the Billion Coin? Because see, I sense a little bit of resistance among our community. It seems that when we were having more technical difficulties with our old network, we didn't have as much resistance back then. So where are all our people that have migrated, that's at some of these send button meetings? Where are you? Where are you at this present time in terms of where are you when you consider yourself a leader in the community? Or I was on Gerard Windsor's live broadcast today, and he did an excellent job. My God, I copied down these 6 things. He talked about the resistance to change. See, some people just come, is that fear. That's why they just come into TBC, and even though they're getting guidance from their leader or their mentor in TBC, they just sit on the sidelines and collect their coin and do nothing. So ask yourself, how can we get to a 1 billion verified members with that type of attitude? How? We can't. We simply can't. So we got to do what we have to do to make sure that we are bringing people into, let me point some out to you. I know that some of you are frankly, a lot of you need to be in Randy Wilson's cash flow coaching, because if you're making cash flow on a daily or every other daily basis, you should be bringing new people into the community. Some of those people should be new people. But when you bring those new people into our community, are you teaching them the right things so they can teach others? You see? Are you teaching them the right things so they can teach others? So one thing that did you hear me harp on every live broadcast? I talk about being a student of the blog. If you're not teaching them to be a student every single day of our TBC blog at blogs.thebillioncoin.info, then you're doing them a disservice. Why bring a person into the community if you're not training them properly, if you're not teaching them properly? Okay? So there's some resistance sometimes. And one big area where there's some resistance, when we go down to the fast chart area and they talk about what? I talked to someone on my team yesterday. I got to get back to them. That when they get down to that part about scheduling a broadcast, guess what she said? She said that person, that man, he doesn't want to be a broadcaster. So tell me how you going to be cash flowing. That's part of our system. People have to get out of their comfort zones. People like ATM Irene, she's in her 30s. Our live broadcast. She's an active broadcaster every week. You don't have to be a broadcaster every day like me and do 2 broadcasts on Saturday, Sunday every week. I'm one of the few people that do broadcasts 7 days a week. I'm not asking everybody to be like me. Just become a broadcaster. I don't care if you're doing it 1 time a week, 2 times a week, or 3 times a week. Become a live broadcaster. I, for one, have given you step-by-step instructions how to be a broadcaster and number 80th video and number 146 video. If you follow that guideline, it walks you step by step on how to schedule yourself for live broadcast. Just be honest with yourself. Educate yourself on the blog. If you did nothing but show the blog, that's still a great live broadcast. You see? You could talk about the mission statement. You could talk about our fast start system. You could talk about our scripts that we use. That's a part of our fast start system. It's a million, oh my God, it's hundreds of things you could talk about. That's all in our blog. You don't have to don't reinvent the wheel. Just follow the system. That's all. You know? Don't worry about it, ATM Irene. You may have missed the last broadcast meeting. Don't worry about it. If you're not a part of that chat area, that broadcast meeting chat area, then I would, remind me to send you that Zoom link tomorrow so you can be on that, because your broadcaster needs to be in that broadcast meeting. You're an active broadcaster. You need to be there. Okay? So what we need to be doing is not to be resistant. See, the problem is too many people in TBC are in their comfort zone. It's time now to get out of your comfort zone. I once heard a millionaire say to me, and you may have heard me say this before some time ago. This millionaire was a female, African-American female, in another business I was in. And she said, Stephen, you know what you got to be to become successful? You have to be uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable to be successful. You're never going to reach success being like you are. You're never going to cash flow like you are. You're not going to be able to help people like you are. You have to make sure you're following the system. Come on, we can do this. I'm crying out to those people that were bringing in people, 25 to 50,000 people a day for almost 3 to 4 months during the second part of last year, when we were having problems with our network. So what is the excuse now you have? We don't have those problems in our network now. At least not right now. I haven't seen any problems with our network and the speed of our network. All transactions are going through laser fast right now. So what is your problem? What is the excuse now? Are you going to make excuses like, oh, well, I noticed that my coin not increasing. Come on now. Come on. Are you going to make an excuse? Well, I don't have the $10. Come on now. Maybe you need to cut out something that you're spending that you really don't need right now and use that $10 to pay for your CrewCash back office. Because there's no excuse. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin at all-time low, they're low right now. It only costs 4 and 5 cents on a $10. There's no excuse now. Okay? Right. H.M. Irene said, you're right. Many members are not courageous. They live on fear. Are you going to live on fear in your life? How you can move to the next level in your life? You want to be just status quo and live and go and live by your current system of your government who's not for you anyway? The government is for themselves, not for us. The central banking system is for the government, not for us. Aren't you tired of living the way you are currently are? You go to a job each day, you just over broke in that job, and you can't see your head above water. And you got an opportunity right now with the Billion Coin that can bring you out of that immediate poverty that you're in. We got Randy right now teaching people how to cash flow every single day if you need to. There's no reason why you shouldn't be doing that. But if you follow the system, you can do that. And that system calls for you to be a broadcaster. I'm sorry. That's what it does. What do you get? See, I think what people need to do is this. They need to go back and look at themselves in the mirror. Ask yourself in the mirror, why did I join the Billion Coin that we call TBC? Why did I? What are my expectations of the Billion Coin? You thought you just bought some coin like it was an investment? But guess what? TBC is not an investment. It's not a bank. It's not a charity. It's an abundance-based cryptocurrency, which is called digital currency. It's the only abundance-based currency on the market. I mean, on in the world, from my knowledge. Not on the market. I only use that language in our system. It's but abundance-based. It's designed to create abundance and get rid of poverty over a period of time. As we grow to 1 billion verified members, we want to be getting rid of that poverty. They already told us in a blog, yesterday or day before yesterday, once we get there, they expect our coin to be liquid, paying for all kinds of goods and services. You see? That's what we have to do. All right? All right. Anybody got any questions? ATM, you got any questions for me before I keep on? Okay? You're like you're the only active one on this chat today. Any questions at all? All right? If she can do her out of Uganda on her cell phone, then surely people can do it on their computer. It's no excuse. No excuse. Don't let your hang up be because I'm afraid to do a live broadcast. You're talking to your own self right here just to happen the fact that those people see him. Okay, Tina Osmond, thank you so much for being here. If you missed anything in this live broadcast, just when it ends, just go back and replay it. You'll catch it. But I'm talking about the resistance that we have in following the system. We're in a cash flowing campaign. Randy Wilson does teach you how to cash flow on a daily basis. It's only $10 for 4 sessions a week. You can pay $40 a month and save. You can pay $100 a year and save. Okay? Exactly, Tina. The more you do, the easier it gets. It's always a little difficult in the beginning. Just get over that hurdle. I remind a person on my team. She did 2 live broadcasts and she hasn't done any since. I said, I don't care if you have to do 1 a week. Just do your broadcast. We need 1 million live broadcasters. And we need more and more in different languages. We got people like Dreams Homes Investment, Nicole out of Italy. She does it in Italy, English, and Germany every week. Come on now. I think she's the only one who does it in 3 languages in TBC, to my knowledge. I know Scott, Bitcoin Scott. I know that he does it in his native language, Cambodia, and also English. I know Mufa out of Cameroon, he does his in English and French. You know, so it is no reason why we cannot come together. It should not be just the same broadcasters doing I'm sitting like I appear on broadcast and I see the same people all the time. Come on, we got to get bigger than this. We got to take it to another level. And then some of us been on this broadcast, the meeting. Lawrence McGetty, Maleki, thank you so much for being here from South Africa. He's another one that does very, very great, awesome live broadcasts. But I see the same people doing live broadcasts. We need more than this. If we're on the broadcasters meeting tomorrow and we still talking about the same thing and we doing the same thing, come on. We got to get out of, we got to take our broadcast to another, the broadcasters, we got to, I've had people on my live broadcast lately. And again, if anybody want to join me, my link is right at the top here. My Hangout link is at the top. Feel free to come on. Let's talk about this a bit. Let's see what the hangups are for people that's not doing live broadcasts. I see a few people started. I know that maybe some hangouts for some hangups for somebody in a remote area that don't have great internet access. See, some people can have an excuse, but we have a lot of active people that got send buttons that's not even broadcasting. And so I ask yourself, look at yourself in the mirror one day and ask yourself, why am I in the Billion Coin? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. Why am I in the Billion Coin? Hey Lawrence, if you're able, can you come on my live broadcast? You don't mind? I like you to add your words of wisdom, because he's an extremely smart man, and I love to hear him speak. He lives in South Africa, and I plan to see him for sure when I get to his country. Or HM, I don't know if you can, because I think you said you have some problem with your cell phone. Or Tina, anybody want to come up on this live broadcast? Oh, thanks, Lawrence. Lawrence, great. We have to be more active in our community, and just not saying it, we have to do it. We have to get back to where we were. Our numbers were massive during last year. And what I'm trying to figure out is, we had those massive numbers coming to our community. When you had 25 to 50,000 people a day, we were doing it. We had technical difficulties in our network. So what is the problem now? I haven't heard no one talk about any network problems in our new blockchain and doing transactions. Not a one have I heard. I haven't heard anything. You know, I'm just wondering, what is the issue for people not following the system? The fast start system, when it gets down, schedule a live broadcast. I was talking to a person just on my team yesterday that's bringing another person on. Oh, he doesn't want to do a broadcast. Well, guess what? He doesn't want to follow the system. He's not coachable. Now, I'm supposed to do a 3-way with them today, but the issue is they're not following the system. But see, I got to get her to do broadcasts. Because see, how can you ask someone else to be a broadcaster if you're not even broadcasting? You see my point? You know? He just said, give me a second. He's coming on. But what I'm saying to you is this. If you're not following this, if it gets down to the part of our TBC system and you expect the cash flow, if you get down to that section that talks about schedule a live broadcast, and you also become resistant and say, oh, I don't want to be a broadcaster. But yet at the same time, you want to earn some money within this TBC community. It doesn't work that way. You just can't jump the system, jump the steps. You got to follow each step. Because at the end of the step, that's where the cash flowing starts. Okay, where the icebreakers are. And at the bottom, what does it say that I always say? Study the guide, study the blog, study the blog. What could be it? What could be the reason there is some hesitancy, there's some resistance, and us not growing our numbers? See, we got to really start talking about this. We got to start getting to the, as they say, the nitty gritty. We got to get to the point of the reason, of the source of why we're not growing. When everyone was complaining about our network back then. You know, why can't I earn any money in TBC? Okay, there's no reason why now. The if, ands, or buts are out now. They're out the window now. What is your excuse? I cash flow last week. What's your problem? And I'm sorry that I'm direct, okay? But I call it like I see it. And this community is not active enough. Come on, take action. Take action. You're not going to be successful. What do you always hear me say? What is that saying that Serenity TBC Prayer says it on her live broadcast? And I say it all the time. If you're willing to do something you never did before, you're going to have something you never had before. I'm going to say that again. If you're willing to do something you never did before, you're going to have something you never had before. So if you just stand back and expect something to happen, it's not going to happen. The system does not work. TBC doesn't work that way. So you got to take some action to have something. You see? You got to take some action to make something happen. It just doesn't happen automatically. Okay? Take some action to make something happen. I didn't get to my statue in this community by accident. I took action because I expect something to happen. And every time I take an action, something happens. When I do nothing, nothing happens. You see? It's just that simple. Don't reinvent the wheel. Let it happen. Just not make it happen. Okay. Tina Osmond said, focus on signing up new people, not how you can turn TBC into Bitcoin. Oh my God, right on the money. You still I see people on Facebook still asking the question, why can't I turn my TBC to Bitcoin? See, that tells me a person does not even become a student, don't understand our coin. There's a total big difference from our coin than the market-based coin of Bitcoin or other market-based coins. There's a remarkable difference. One is market-based. It's based on the market, which goes up and down. And ours is abundance-based. Plain and simple. I could go on making differences, but that's not what this TBC live broadcast is about. But she's right. There are people still out there talking about how can I turn to Bitcoin when Bitcoin is going down. I look about 2 weeks ago, it was up to 8,000. Now it's back to 6,000 and something. Maybe some time now to buy some Bitcoin when it's low, because it's going to go up eventually and keep a steady ride up at some point. But right now, it is very volatile. Very volatile. Oh, I thought, look, Malek, okay, I thought you was, maybe you had left the live broadcast. I thought you was coming on my live broadcast because my link is at the top. I was just talking about the resistance of people. But that's okay. I'm at the end of my live broadcast now. I'm a little over, matter of fact, now. So I will have another live broadcast, and actually 5 hours from now. Now, sometimes I know that in South Africa, they're 6 hours ahead of me. So I know that'll be very late for them. So I don't expect for them to be there. They may be asleep during that time. Sometimes I know, Lawrence, you're up late. If you want to come back to my next live broadcast and join me on that, that would be great. But I thank all of you for being here today. My little Kayla that's watching me, my loved one in Tennessee that always supports me. I'm telling you, and all the supporters out there that watch me, I'm just noticing some great resistance in us expanding our community. The growth of our community needs to be turned up big time. Randy talks about it. I talk about it. Lawrence talks about it. Several other leaders talk about this. We are now at the second half of our year. This is the same time period that we started to grow last year. That massive growth started. Even when we had a very, very delicate network. Now we got a strong, robust network. This is the time we can have 50 to maybe 70,000 people a day. See, if we had those numbers, we'll get to 1 billion verified members sooner. But it's got to be a holistic approach, a holistic gathering of our people in our location. I know here in the U.S., we got to turn up. We should not, with all the millions of people, we're one of the most populated countries in the world, and we're ranked number 6 in the population of TBC. Come on now. Nigeria got 1.4 million, and now I checked the numbers in Doc Dan's area of the Philippines. There are 522,000 people now. They're getting it done over there. We need to be like those two countries. Okay? All right. Listen, I'm gonna have to run now, Lawrence. My time is up. I'm already over. I started on time today, so I'm 3 minutes over now. So listen, I've been having longer broadcasts lately. I gotta keep it within this 30 minutes. That's what they want us to do. Randy had to do the same thing because he was always over. So we got to do what admin expects us to do. So I will be back with you all in 5 hours from now for my second live broadcast today. All right. And I hope to see, if not some of you, all of you there. Okay. I'll send out reminders like I normally do. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, it will alert you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Love you all out there and have a nice, blessed day. Bye-bye.